It's got to be real.
Be real. Be real. Yes guys, what's going on? I hope you're all good. Okay, so straight into the video. Now normally you guys know I do boxing videos, but from time to time I tend to go to different topics in different areas. It's rare, but I do. And this video, it's about, I want you to spread this video because I feel like people should know about this and understand this. Now the thing is that it's about kids, okay? And it's about how certain kids get left out. Now a lot of people won't know what I'm talking about, but I'm gonna try and explain to you because you haven't experienced this yourself. Me personally, I've experienced this, and I saw something today which really upset me. I'm not gonna go into what I saw, but it got to me, so I just thought I'd talk about it. I saw an Asian Bollywood film once here. It was by an actor called Amir Khan, not the boxer, the actor, right? Amir Khan. And I think it's called like Stars on Earth or something. I don't know what it's called in my native tongue, but yeah, in English it's called like Stars on Earth or something. And it was a really good film, right? You should see it because it's dubbed in English as well, right? And basically it's about this kid, and he can't read or write because he's got a disability. I don't know what disability it was, I forget, yeah, but he had a disability and he couldn't read or write properly, and no one knew. I forget the word, man, as if I forget. He was I forget what it's called, man. But it's called dyslexia. He was dyslexic, and he couldn't, read properly, couldn't write properly. And all the other kids, they used to fucking hell, just bully him. Do you know what I mean? And like take the piss out of him because he wasn't very clever. And a lot of, and this might seem like, this is boring. No, it's not. Listen, it's really important. It's to do with, you could have kids one day if you haven't got kids. If you've got kids, you've got nephews, nieces. Pay attention to this because this helps make our world better by helping our world with the children. Because I believe, like Michael Jackson used to say that, children are the building blocks to life, and if we can get them right, they will grow up right, and the next generation will be saved. So I think this is really key and really important, and it starts here. Now, yeah, so this kid, he gets bullied, the teachers don't treat him right, and he's dyslexic. His parents are like, what the hell are you doing? You're not succeeding, and this and that, and you're not doing well in class. It's not just like class, he gets in trouble outside school as well. And I could really relate to that because when I was in primary school and I was little, I was very similar. But let's take a look at me, right? And let's take, at the bare minimum, thank Allah, right? Thank God that I've got everything I've got, right? I've worked hard for some things I've got, and I'm working hard in my life. I'm trying to get somewhere, and thank God for that. I don't ever take that for granted, right? I'm not being big-headed. But let's take a look at some of the people that went to my primary school, and some of them, they ended up. I know one person in particular. He used to be so smart in primary school, and he used to be right genius and so clever, and he used to be cool and play football, and do you know what I mean? Because kids can be horrible, and he was one of them horrible kids, and they're all pretty much like that. I'd say about 95% of children are like this. It's not that they're bad-hearted or bad kids, it's just something that's indoctrinated into them, and it's in their genetics really, and it's embedded deeply into them through society. And what they do is they'll be cool themselves, they'll play football, they'll laugh, and do you know what I mean, and have friends and all that, but there'll be certain kids in the school, okay, in that primary school, who won't be as fast, okay? They won't be as fast in the head. They're just not fast in the head at that age for some reason. I don't know whether it's development issues or whatever, but look, I was one of them kids. I remember being in primary school, and I remember not being all there, I just remember not being all there mentally. I didn't get what all the other kids got quickly. They understood certain norms that I didn't understand. I don't know why that is, but it is what it is. And a lot of kids are like this. And I wasn't necessarily stupid in primary school. I was actually quite clever compared to if you took me to another primary school. I was actually quite clever. But the primary school I was in, yeah, it was, compared to that, the other people were quite smart. And I look at them now. Now they're smoking spliffs. Right, a lot of these people, they were smoking spliffs. A lot of them did not get into higher education. A lot of the girls ended up as guys' side pieces, right? Do you know what I mean? Partying, and that's all they were good for. And in primary school, they used to be having dates with guys. Oh, he's my boyfriend, and we're fucking primary school. Do you know what I mean? I never understood this whole thing, dating and shit. I couldn't understand it. I didn't know much about it. And it's like teachers do it, okay? I remember a woman came in, right? And she was teaching us about I don't want to go into it, but she's teaching us about some stuff, right? And this was like in year 4 or something, right? And she asked me for a glass of water to like do some experiment or something. And I went and got her a full glass of water, which was a bit of a stupid thing to do because she only wanted like a little bit of water. But then she took the piss out of me and she started like, she didn't take the piss, but I'll just never forget this, you know what I mean? She was like, I didn't need that much water, ha ha ha. And it wasn't really a funny thing, and not everyone laughed, and it wasn't one of those situations, but it was just something that stuck with me. I'll never forget that. And I feel like this happens on a daily basis. The teachers I remember a teacher said to me in year 6, she said, I have to constantly breathe down your throat. I mean, how much of a horrible thing to say to a kid, you know what I mean, who was in primary school. And I feel like this takes, you know what I mean, I went to high school, and high school totally changed me, because high school was rough. It was ruthless. But the teachers weren't as horrible there for some reason. I think they got put in their places by the older students. But the teachers were alright there. It was different with the teachers there. And the thing is that I grew as a person, because I went to a predominantly posh white school. Predominantly, it's got you know, it had Asians and blacks in there, but only a few. Predominantly it was white, and you know, 90% white. And I don't know, I don't think it was because of that, my colour, that I got neglected, although I do think that sometimes it was that. It was more to do that my norms were different to the other people's norms. But when I went to high school, it was totally different, because my high school was mixed with blacks, with Asians, and it was a real hood school, and it was a rough school. And I remember when I was in the early years, I was just like really posh, but eventually I slowly changed and transitioned, and I learned a lot. I made mistakes in high school. I got into a few fights here and there, but I'm glad I did, because it built my charisma, it built my self-belief up, it built my confidence up. It helped me. There were times my confidence got knocked, but you know, that was normal. It was normal, and I grew up, and I didn't get excluded, because in high school there's more people, so you're more likely to find friends in high school, and a group that you get along with, and slowly you start to adapt and change. And you know what I mean, you learn a lot in high school. Whereas in primary school you only have your class, and you know what I mean, another class, and probably about 60 other kids in your year, and that's not many people, you know what I mean. So if you don't blend in with a few groups, you know what I mean, you're kind of fucked. So excuse my French, but you know, it is what it is. And I just feel that kids, right, learn this from society, and they learn it from their parents, to like neglect certain kids. And it's not because of a disability, it's not because of anything, it's just because they've been indoctrinated to like kind of, and parents always be like, you know, oh son, you're doing really well, or oh, you know, my daughter's doing really well, she's doing this, she's doing that, and you know, they give praise to anything you're doing in society that's really good. But I mean, what the hell is this society? I mean, it's all a bunch of nonsense. What do you want to, you know what I mean, look, I grew up fine as I got older. Yeah, I'm not perfect, even though I'm pretty close to it. I'm joking, but I mean, I'm alright now, and thank God I'm looking to go places and do things with my life. Whether I do or not is different, but at least I got to a certain stage where I'm alright in my life. I mean, take a look at this kid, yeah, he's just trying to skip there, right? He couldn't skip to save his life. But the thing is that when I was in primary school, I mean, this isn't even an educational thing, I couldn't skip properly. And as I got into high school, I started boxing. And when I started boxing, I learned to skip, and I just changed all that. It just altered me. It wasn't like I learned to skip, it just naturally came to me. I don't know why, because I was in a more comfortable environment. I don't know what it was. I would just naturally learn to skip. And I don't know, man, I think it was because I went to a posh school, a posh primary school, and teachers do it till today. I hate, you know, the most annoying personality is to me? The most annoying personality to me is like a sarcastic attitude, like a stuck-up attitude. I don't know how you put a finger on it, but there's so many of them. It's like when you're going for a job interview, and a woman is there, and she's like, well, you've got good grades, haven't you? Do you know what I mean? That attitude, I hate that. I can't stand that. And or when a person walks by and just look at you and they're like, do you know what? That infuriates me. It really infuriates me. It really angers me. The stuck up, do you know what I mean? Them people on HBO, man. Not Max Kellerman, he's cool. Jim Lampley, and them, like, I hate that attitude, and I feel like that is indoctrinated into so many kids now, and they act like that, and you know, that is a real dangerous thing to have, because they then exclude other kids, and them kids don't grow up good in primary school, in their primary school years. They'll eventually they'll adapt, but some kids might not adapt. I don't know. So, you know, I just think it's really horrible, and I think we need to change this, because I think that kids, yeah, they need to be taught to be nice to everyone and have a good attitude, because I think a good attitude is 90% of the battle. And if you know what I mean, because these kids it might seem like a bit corny what I'm talking about, but these kids are the building blocks for the future, and it will help our society become right. Because right now we live in a cutthroat capitalist society, and it has its benefits, but it needs to be controlled, and it needs to be monitored and governed properly, which it isn't. It's all just free and open. Anyone do what you like and be horrible, and you know what I mean, people need to be nicer and more loving. I feel that, you know, Michael Jackson used to always say this, that children are the building blocks to life, and that we must be loving. I'm a Muslim, and the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, right, he always used to be very loving towards children, and he always used to make time for them, and he used to break his prayer to play with children, and you know, and inject love into them, because love is really important in this world, and without it, right, we're like, it's all becoming, everything's becoming so heartless and ruthless. It ain't good. I mean, it's not about being nice and smiley all the time and being all cool. I mean, look, I can personally honestly say this, right, that I've met more loving and heartful people who swear like about 50, 100 times in an hour, right, who may be drug dealers, who may be bad boys, you know what I mean, so to speak, who might be just ruthless guys, yeah, on the street, who have, you know, I mean, not arguably not good morals on the street, but when you talk to them in person, they never exclude you and make you feel in a certain way. Do you get what I mean? Like, they always, oh, don't worry, bro, I'll get it, you just chill out, yeah, I'll get you the meal, yeah, I'll pay, don't worry about it. You know what I mean? A good, heartful person, in that sense, and they have flaws, but they're good in that sense, and I feel like everyone needs to be good in that sense. I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from this, and it's important we inject this into children as well. So let me know what you think. Leave your comment section below. Subscribe as always. I'm not just waffling or am I talking sense. Hope you understand what I'm saying. In a bit, guys.